Today's Loud House Critic episode is sponsored by Tornado Pills. No need to fess when your house is a mess. Try our new Tornado Pills, which will clean your house in less than 5 seconds. Just add water. Do not attempt to use more than one or else your house will be a complete disaster.
Okay, folks, we're getting close. 10 seconds.
Happy trials.
And go spring check.
6, 5.
Let's go to black.
3.
In order for some rides to work, you must consciously think that you are riding them.
It's already here!
Hey there, I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. Ever watch the 1996 movie, Twister? Kind of a mixed bag movie, right? Well, to me, I actually love that movie to myself. Bad script, great special effects. And speaking of Twister, there's actually a tornado warning in this Loud House episode. HomeSpun, the 52nd episode of Season 1 of the Loud House, and it's also the final episode of Season 1. Just before we get into Tis the Season episode, will the Loud House family survive the dangerous storm? Or will an F5 destroy their home for good? Whatever it may be, I'm actually going to enjoy this episode as much as I enjoyed the movie Twister itself.
Sounds like someone got trapped in the bathroom again.
Or maybe it's her time of the month again.
Somebody let me out! Bobby's coming over to study and I only have 3 hours to get ready! Are you shitting me?
3 hours to get ready? Sister, you have plenty of time to just relax before he even arrives.
This house is literally falling apart!
Oh boy, you're telling me, just like how crappy Vanzilla is. Surprisingly, they're supposed to have the frickin' money to fix everything in this house. Are these parents literally not giving a damn? Okay, you don't really have to take my word for it, just hear what Lincoln has to say about this crap.
Our house is a bit of a, how do I put this nicely, disaster.
That's right.
Complete motherfucking disaster!
Oh, and by the way, here's a little trick question game. How many doorknobs got broken in this episode?
You've got the faulty water pressure.
What the fuck?
I'll go borrow some water from Charles's bowl.
Oh, God, no. No.
Oh, hell no, I wouldn't even dare myself for that. And you've also got the creaky floorboards with Luna.
I am singing the quiet song. Lori? Lenny? Luann? Luna?
Oh yes, and I forgot to mention the rotting wood. And I'll save that criticism for another episode where the family did have termites in the house. There's also the cranky furnace. Speaking of, when I watched this episode, it kind of reminded me of a Mickey Mouse cartoon where Mickey had an old house that was nearly falling apart. He gets this new house that has so many mechanics and all that stuff, and he has to defend off this robot, and then once he actually pours water on the robot, it stops malfunctioning, the whole house starts breaking down. It's a new one, and you can actually see it on Mickey's House of Villains.
Well, Captain, after 13 weeks of careful construction, your ship is finally ready.
Well...
A good captain always goes down with his ship.
And even their satellite TV signal is all fridged up.
TV signal, it's fuzzy again.
No! Oh, something's got me!
Wait, that's perfect!
Whoa, wait a minute! What the hell? Is that a Charlie Brown Christmas special? And what the fuck is it even doing in the middle of summer? People have got to be complete idiots to show Christmas movies and specials in the middle of summer. When really, you could actually show this as Race for Your Life Charlie Brown. That could have been something. And don't say they had a green Christmas, because that shit don't add up.
And the the doorknob situation.
Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it.
Dang it.
You know, it's funny that I squint my eyes. It looks like I'm watching a presidential debate. There wasn't even a slight, hardly breeze around the loud house.
Actually, according to my meteorological instruments, a big storm's a brewing. Perhaps a tornado.
Ooh, Twister!
The National Weather Bureau has raised the Twister alert from right foot green to right foot yellow.
Patchy Drizzle here with an urgent weather bulletin. A tornado watch has just been issued for the Royal Woods area.
And with a tornado watch being somewhere around the Royal Woods, the kids make their way to the basement. And things are about to just get interesting. I mean, really. Seriously, if you ever watched this episode before, then you really are gonna like what's not to love about this part coming up with Lincoln and his sisters. We're all afraid, twins. We all are. But then again, a tornado watch doesn't mean the actual Twister is coming. And plus, it depends on the wind speed. Can't guarantee it 100%. Things could change.
Most residential structures can withstand wind speeds of up to 80 miles per hour.
Or, in the case of our house, 2 miles per hour.
Did you see that? They all laughed at Luann's joke for the first time. Well, at least one of the few times. That doesn't sound too bad. Maybe a bigger house and that has more bathrooms to it.
I'll finally get my castle.
Good luck getting into the United Kingdom. They got some pretty sweet castles there.
I can't believe I have to postpone my study date with Bobby after I did all this.
What the fuck is so funny?
Oh yeah, that's a fine way to make yourself look all sexy. No D's and an F. I hope you live. Even though this was never in an episode, but somehow in the flashback, it shows for the first time that Bobby actually came over to the Loud House.
Damn it! Mr. and Mrs. Loud. It's an honor to finally meet you.
Boo Boo Bear, you're literally bleeding.
Hey, what's that? Is that blood? Oh,
You moron.
Oh, no worries, babe. It's just marinara sauce. Could I please use your restroom?
A few minutes later.
So, you're Laurie's new love interest.
Dang it.
That's not good.
Fortunately, our love was strong enough to overcome any obstacle.
Oh, that was a nice gesture.
Including creepy sisters who spy on my dates.
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You and the rest of your siblings eavesdrop when you're hearing the parents talk. I would criticize about them spying on your dates, but I'll save it for another episode review. Talk about privacy. And speaking of...
Sigh. 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 Sigh.
how long is this going to take?
Sigh. Okay, you've been doing that for 10 minutes.
What's wrong?
Don't tell anyone, but I've been reading this new book series about a werewolf.
And I'm hungry like the wolf.
And it feels like I'm cheating on Edwin.
Have you even met the guy in person yet? So clearly you're not even cheating on this guy. And here's where stuff gets real funny.
I'd stick with the vampire. Werewolves are hairy and gross. Ugh. Which is exactly why she should go for one.
Books sound a little old for Lucy.
Of course not, dear. When I was a girl, I read a series about a cute lumberjack.
Grown.
I won't even touch that subject. And speaking of, was Rita actually reading a book about jeans? Is she really trying to get her gluteus maximus more thick? Just look at the book and tell me that I'm wrong.
That's a pretty big butt.
She should consider implants if you ask me.
Sigh. I still fail to grasp your dilemma, seeing as both would-be suitors are mythological beings.
You just don't get it.
My point was that our walls are ridiculously thin.
Oh, I've been there. I've been there too, Lucy. What type of houses would you know that doesn't have thick walls, where people can't hear you having a conversation with somebody else, or having a little bundle in the jungle? Zoom, zoom, and the boom, boom. Oh, and not to mention the walls leaking as well, too.
Uh-oh. Got it.
Fuck! This is cute and it's funny at the same time because it reminded me of the Ice Age 2 trailer where Scrat getting the frickin' acorn all of a sudden and he's trying to clog up all the water. And he turns into a fat squirrel filling up with all that water inside him.
And it wasn't even raining. Someone just flushed the upstairs toilet.
Oh, I had that shit happen to me before. No pun intended, but this has happened to us twice before in the house. It happened there on the second floor in the kitchen, and it happened in my closet in the basement too. After what happened, I had to clean all my clothes. I went to Myers to actually buy those plastic totes, and I had to put everything in the closet in those things. I had to buy at least like 15 or 20 of those plastic containers. And oh boy, did my carpet smell after when I was taking everything out and cleaned everything.
You're in trouble then. Get it?
Don't piss me off, really.
Oh, come on, it was funny.
There better be good news about this, Lisa.
Good news. Wind speeds have decreased significantly. You should be out of this asbestos-ridden dungeon soon.
That's some good news, but somehow it might change too soon. At least it's not gonna be a flood like the last time. And I thought God was supposed to keep his promise that we'd never have another flood again. You know, looking at a basement flooding like this reminds me of the movie The Conjuring 2, the first chapter of it, and it reminded me of a certain Powerpuff Girl episode where Bubbles was bringing home a baby whale and they had to use the professor's lab in the basement to make water for it. Unfortunately, they got caught for it and Bubbles had to set the baby whale free. And the professor tells Blossom and Buttercup to get buckets. It was a hilarious episode too. But here in the Loud House, they actually do something positive about it as soon as they got all the basement water out of the house.
Hey guys, check it out! Cannonball!
Not to mention a duck.
Ew, I'm not swimming in grody basement water.
Don't sweat it, girl. You're already grody. Plus, it's not even gray water. And that would be bad for all of them getting a staph infection.
Hey Lori, I found your missing earring. The one from Bobby. Cannonball! I rest my case.
But then again, I guess living in a crappy house like this isn't all that bad. There can be some good use to it.
Not to mention a duck.
Excuse me. There was a time when I was living in Kentucky in a neighborhood called Rose Terrace. We had a rabbit that chewed through my dad's cable. We kicked his ass out of the house and then he ran away. And it took a long time to get that cable fixed up. I think I mentioned this before in one of my reviews earlier. I just wanted to be sure because in this next part, this is one of my favorite scenes when the possum chewed through the cable wires and they had to spend their time in the attic.
Sorry, kids. Till we get new cables, there's gonna be no TV or internet.
Oh, why is everybody so upset about these?
No need to panic. I think I know how to possum the time.
That's funny.
Guess what old Dad found?
A wireless hotspot?
Hell no! Even better! My old Pioneer Boy books from when I was a kid. They're about a plucky young lad and his family crossing this great nation in a covered wagon. You guys are gonna love them!
I don't see much satisfaction in their faces. Do you have anything that happens to do with Davy Crockett?
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
I love these outfits that they're wearing, Western style.
Fret not, lassie. One drop of my mugwump elixir will soothe every ache and pain.
Perfect accent, Lisa. I don't think Buster Bunny can actually pull that shit off in Tiny Toons. You know, wouldn't it be great if there was an episode of The Loud House in Western style? Like, there's an episode that be selling in the Wild Wild West. Now that I think about it, I think they can actually do better than Disney's Home on the Range. And I think I should warn you, to this next flashback, you're just gonna laugh your ass off. Trust me, you will laugh. Tell me if this shit reminds you guys of 2 Cartoon Network shows that did this before.
We make the floral ice like in Tom and Jerry. That's my favorite.
Maybe we've been too hard on the old crib. It's got some perks, like the wicked slanty floors.
I won't even ask.
Yolans, pass the gravy.
What the hell, are they living on a hill? I would just feel sad for some people who are living somewhere on a hill.
Or a fresh roll of TP.
Jesus Christ. Oh! Oh, dear.
Guys, I need a reload. And she makes the snag.
Yeah, considering there's a huge ass hole in the bathroom floor and somebody is sitting on the toilet as they're taking a shit. Imagine how bad that would be for health and embarrassment.
Hey, get out! I'm in here! Oh.
Ugh, what is that stench?
The broken doorbell can come in handy too.
Shocking, isn't it? Come to think of it, I should try that sometime.
I can't remember the last time we paid for pizza.
Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
You know what else comes in handy? That hole in the bathroom floor.
Ding dong, you just said that already.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to be sure.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
Well, isn't this amazing? Lily has a story to tell.
Mind if I translate, Lilster?
Man, what the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck was that?
So it was Mom and Dad's anniversary weekend.
Okay, guys, it's time to put Operation Paint the Peeling House to give Mom and Dad the greatest anniversary gift ever, and also think of a shorter name for this operation.
Oh, no TV for you this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that go and just say no more naming operations for you anymore.
I still think adjacent burial plots would have been a better gift. Nothing says romance like eternity.
Come on now, let's be mature about this.
I'm sure the blood'll wash off.
What an odd thing to say.
I'm kinda unsure about that of bringing somebody back from the dead is a good thing or a bad thing. To me, I would kinda like that, but everybody else, I don't think so.
They're back! Paintbrush is down!
Surprise! Happy anniversary!
Yeah, I'd rather keep the house the way it should be rather than paint it all those kind of colors. Because when people see that, they're not gonna like how the way that looks to them. In the various ways, I can't even imagine what other people are thinking those colors mean.
So, you like it?
Oh, no.
Best anniversary gift ever!
That is really cute. I will not lie about that. That was a cute way to give an anniversary present to your own parents. Come to think about it, I think everybody should actually do that for the family tree.
That was a great story, Lily. I think she's got another story. Oh, this time it really is just poo-poo.
I'm not changing her this time, I'll tell you that much.
Wind speeds have increased significantly, meaning the tornado watch is about to become a tornado warning. And there it is.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound right. It's coming! It's headed right for us!
It's already here. Everybody underground now!
Nobody panic!
I guess it's not such a bad house after all.
I love this part, especially when they're all together and they're actually being scared and they're looking out for each other as well too. And they had a real conversation with each other, and that is family.
I think this is it, guys! Does anyone have anything they want to say?
Yeah, we have so many memories in these walls.
I'm the one who licks the icing off the Pop-Tarts every morning and puts them back in the box!
I'm sorry I ever ragged on this place. We're so really sorry, House. Me too.
I so did not understand the ending of Lost!
You might be old and cranky and full of leaks, but you're ours. And we love you.
And I make a pig of myself eating chocolate frosting in the middle of the night.
What happened?
All clear.
That's it? That wasn't so bad.
Let's go check on the house. I hope the house is okay.
I'll check the hole in the bathroom floor.
Will you get your ass outside, Lynn?
Yikes, you guys were hit hard.
Nope, this is how our house always looks.
Well, sort of. Not to mention that bike and that rake in the tree and all that shit.
Not to mention a duck.
Will you please be quiet?
And we wouldn't want it any other way.
All right, everyone, back inside.
So how many doorknobs did get broken off in this entire episode? If you guessed 6, you are absolutely right. There were exactly 6 doorknobs that got broken off. All the rest of them were just handles and a piece of string. Even the one at the ending of this episode was considered a handle and not a doorknob. I told you this one was a trick question. Wow, HomeSpun. Did we survive? I will say right now, this is a great finale to the season 1, and it's the last time you're ever gonna see the mom and dad in Tom and Jerry style. I say that because they don't show their faces, and I would suggest that you would check out my review for 11 Aloud's Leapin'. I still like the flashbacks, they were so great in this episode, and the episode was more based on the characters and not the plot, which is different. And to be honest, I love this episode. It's one of the most heartwarming episodes in the whole series, period. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm just gonna tell you several reasons why. And this is just my opinion, as much as everybody else had this opinion to say as well too. I'm a huge fan of simple stories that are more than characters focused than plot focused. This episode is a very simple and focused more on the family's interaction, which I really liked. Those flashbacks, although were pretty short, but they were also very enjoyable. My 2 particularly favorite ones is where they reenact the Little Pioneer Boy books and Lucy and the Thin Walls. This is an episode I can find almost nothing wrong with it. I mean, sure there are a couple of problems and nitpicks, but I certainly can't find them. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't see that, but nothing like the greenhouse, nothing like No Such Luck, nothing like Chore and Peace, nothing like Kings of the Con, nothing like Singled Out, nothing like Out of the Limo, nothing like Serial Offender, and absolutely nothing like Brawl in the Family. I would have gave this 100 stars, but it's still an A+. I'm the Loud House Critic, and I'm actually gonna watch this episode first before I watch the movie Twister. It'll be like a short before the movie. You guys should try that.